Guys, this is football heritage. Finally, after 4 years, ये सीज़न यूएफा चैम्पियंस लीग इज़ फाइनली कुकिंग. जो मैचेस हमको अब तक मिली है एंड जो कल रात को हमको मिलने वाली है, आई बिलीव दिस सीज़न इज़ going to be at least one of the greatest seasons of UEFA Champions League. और इसके पीछे एक रीज़न है. Since the past 4 years, everyone had this, thesis that football became too systematic, everything became too predictable, same matches all the time, all the teams playing systematic and robotic football. और उसके पीछे एक very big reason was the fact that the matchups that we were seeing in the UEFA Champions League particularly were always being repeated. We could see Man City versus Real Madrid, Liverpool versus Real Madrid. The big teams were, having the same clashes, Bayern versus Barca. वही same matches बार बार like every time the audience knew what to expect, especially knowing the fact that this team that they were supporting, they have been facing the same teams in the UCL at least 4, 5, 6 times in the past 3 years. So 4 years maybe. So honestly speaking, this season the matchups that we are seeing, even though they have been repeated before, but पूरा डायनामिक चेंज हो चुका है. एंड दिस इज वेयर आई कम इन विद टुमारोज यूएफा चैंपियंस लीग क्वार्टर फाइनल्स फर्स्ट लेग. First of all, guys, I think this season, like I said, is going to be one of the best seasons of all time. The new format, already the new format has given all the fans a lot to look forward to, and the matchups that we've seen up till here have been crazy. All the matchups have been crazy. I don't think there was one matchup from at least the European top teams which were disappointing or which were lackluster. सारी teams अब तक के जितनी भी matches खेली है, सब matches were like had that spark which was missing since the past 4 to 5 years. And I think the quarterfinals are going to be no less. So coming down to the first game, guys, Arsenal versus Real Madrid. I think this match has the fucking, it has the potential to go down as one of the best matches of this season, at least in the UEFA Champions League. And I'll tell you a reason, because first of all, guys, my prediction is Arsenal will win 3-1 against this Real Madrid side, at least at Emirates, in the first leg, because as you know, Real Madrid have injuries in their defense. They have a very imbalanced squad, and on top of that, Arsenal having the best defensive record in this season's Premier League. मुझे लगता है Arsenal is a well-rounded team, is a well-cogged oil as compared to this season's Real Madrid. And Real Madrid, on the other hand, have individual presence, individual power. Kylian Mbappe है, Vinicius Junior है, which has not been as great as he has been in the past 3 to 4 seasons. Bellingham खेल रहा है, but all these players have been proving their merit individually. As a team, ये Real Madrid side has been very lackluster as compared to Arsenal, which has been functioning very well, very better than the previous seasons. And overall, I think the only reason why Real Madrid is going to lose this quarterfinal first leg is because of the fact that Arsenal have a fucking defensive unit. उन लोग defensively unit है. Mikel Arteta knows what he's doing in his defensive lineup, and I think on transition this team is one of the best in Europe this season, with the likes of Liverpool, with the likes of Barcelona. I think even better than Real Madrid in some phases of this season. So I think Arsenal edges out, at least in the first leg, because second leg, it's going to be in the Bernabeu, and Real Madrid being Real Madrid, anything can happen. But at least in the first leg, I think Arsenal is going to win 3-1. I think Mbappe is going to get on the score sheet, and Arsenal will have at least one of their wingers scoring, and it's going to be a banger. Moving on, secondly, I think the next match also a very tactical and a very attacking display वाला matchup होने वाला है. PSG versus Aston Villa. And PSG, honestly guys, PSG has been going crazy this season. Already French champions है, Ligue 1 जीत भी लिया. Like first champions of any top 5 team or any top 5 leagues in Europe. This PSG team is fucking unstoppable, guys. Luis Enrique has fucking he's turned this team into a monster. Everyone expected Mbappe to leave this team and this team was going to go down the trash. But what this team has done so far in Europe, it's immaculate, guys. Ousmane Dembele, Desiree Doué, fucking Bradley Barcola, सारे player midfield trio, पागल midfield trio है. Even though Aston Villa has the likes of Marcus Rashford, Marco Asensio, Yuri Tielemans, Martinez, I think PSG is going to be crazy, guys. But overall, I believe this team, PSG, the way that they've been playing attacking football this season, if there is any team who could match up to them, it's obviously Barcelona and the others. But obviously, with the likes of such players in their squad, I think Aston Villa can match up. It's going to be a very attacking minded game. दोनों तरफ से बहुत क्या कहते हैं ना, ट्रांजिशंस बहुत होने वाले, बैक एंड फोर्थ गेम होगा. Both teams have not been as good defensively, but offensively these teams are they have been great on transitions. So I think if somehow Aston Villa can find the back of the net at least more than 2 times, then it's going to be a competition, or else it's going to be a very fucking comfortable win for PSG. It's going to be, I predict it's going to be a 4-2 victory for PSG. But then again, anything can happen, because knowing Marcus Rashford, Marco Asensio, and Yuri Tielemans, अच्छे players है, they have creativity, they just need the spark. And if somehow PSG makes some defensive errors, I think Aston Villa can gain an advantage. But then again, PSG being PSG, I think it's going to be a 4-2 victory. Anyways, moving on, I think this is going to be the matchup of the quarterfinals. This is the matchup of fucking, it's going to be the matchup of this season's UEFA Champions League. Even though I said that I said the same for Arsenal versus Real Madrid, this is going to be the biggest match in the entire Champions League campaign up until now. Bayern versus Inter, guys. Don't sleep on Inter Milan. I think everyone in Europe this time has been sleeping on Inter Milan. I urge everyone not to sleep on fucking Inter Milan. Inter Milan are the top table toppers in the Serie A. They already have the likes of Thuram and Lautaro Martinez. Their squad is well rounded. Fucking unit in defense, fucking unit in counter attacks. Pace है, defensively solid है. Transitions में banger है, दोनों तरफ से banger है. I think this team has what it takes to fucking even win, not just reach, but win the UEFA Champions League. Somehow, if they can make their way through Bayern and a potential Barca versus BVB winner, I think this team has the potential to win, not just reach, but win the UEFA Champions League. And I am going to be bold here by saying, Inter Milan are going to win against Bayern in Munich. And there is 2 reasons for that. Firstly, Inter Milan have been immensely crazy. They have been crazy. पागल pace, power, execution के नाम पे पागल है this team. It can go to fucking anyone's home and they can deliver. Transitions and counter attacks में this team has been crazy. DiMarco, do not sleep on DiMarco, one of the greatest left backs of this season, best left backs of this season में उसका mention होना is necessary. And secondly, it's because Bayern, they have a lot of injuries in their backline, guys. Bayern has Alphonse Davies in their injury list. They have Upamecano. They have recently gotten Jamal Musiala also out for the season. I think even though they have a very good all-round squad, Kompany does not know what he's doing. We could see that against Barca this season, earlier in this season, and we have been seeing, even though they have been leading the table, they have been scoring goals, but I think it's only going to be a carry job with Harry Kane. Uske alawa, I don't think this team is going to do anything major. And UEFA Champions League में you cannot be one man army के साथ में खेलना. It's not very easy. Even though Harry Kane is a fucking good striker and they have good players around to give him the passes and give him the balls, on transition ये team थोड़ी slow है. Defensively, this team is weak, and we know for a fact that if you are weak in defensive games against a team like Inter, who are fast, who are crazy fast on transitions, and who are solid in their finishing, they don't miss chances, guys. They don't miss chances. If you somehow make errors and mistakes, Inter will capitalize on such mistakes. They will score goals. I think it's going to be a close victory, 3-2 for Inter Milan. And second leg, we can expect something better from Bayern. but I think this leg Inter Milan takes the win 3-2. Finally, guys, finally Barcelona versus Borussia Dortmund. Even though Barcelona drew against Real Betis in the weekend in La Liga, I think Barcelona in the Champions League, they have been unstoppable, and except for Liverpool, there is no team in the Champions League that has been playing better except for Liverpool. Even though they got knocked out versus PSG, they were the only team that was playing better than Barcelona. Even though Barca has the most goals in the UCL, they have the most goals in UCL, most offsides in UCL, most key passes in UCL. डोमिनेंट है, हर तरफ से डोमिनेंट है. पेड्री, यमाल, रफीनिया, लेवेंडोव्स्की, सब प्लेयर्स फायरिंग ऑन ऑल cylinders. I believe, guys, it's going to be a comfortable victory at home in Barcelona, 4-1 against Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund has a good squad, but they have key players missing. Schlotterbeck missing. They are missing Schlotterbeck, guys. He was one of the amazing defenders for the Germany squad in the Euros, and in this season we've seen how much Schlotterbeck has been giving. I think Schlotterbeck hota, so it would have been a different story. But right now, the injuries that they have, even though they have Adeyemi, they have Guirassy, who are playing good. They have been playing good. Even in the UCL group phase, they were playing good against Barca. But I think Barcelona right now have grown more as a team. I think it's going to be an easy win, 4-1 win against Borussia Dortmund. And guys, I am telling you, Rafinha is going to score a fucking hat-trick, guys. He's going to score a fucking hat-trick. Do not sleep on this team. They are potentially going to be the treble winners, and I believe they're going to win the UCL this season. But then again, no jinxes, crosses. Let's go. Vizca El Barça. Let's go. We move. We move, guys. We move.